please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified.
Well, a day after the CBI booked AirAsia Group CEO Tony Fernandes and others for alleged violation of norms in getting international flying licenses, we did an in-depth analysis of the FIR filed against AirAsia by the CBI. Now, the charges mention both the UPA2 as well as the present NDA government as a part of that charge sheet. Let's in fact go across to Utkarsh Chaturvedi, who's joining us with the latest. Utkarsh, give us the fine print of this FIR.
The timeline of the crime committed, according to the FIR, spans across both the UPA and the NDA tenure. So let's have a look at the crimes allegedly committed during the UPA period and the NDA period. Now, according to the CBI FIR, a secret cabinet note was sent on 27th of February 2014, that is in the UPA regime, to the cabinet to remove the existing 520 rule. And R. Venkatraman, at that point of time, was involved in lobbying with other stakeholders in the government of India to secure mandatory approvals, some of them through non-transparent means. Now, Civil Aviation Ministry, in fact, had sent clarification in the form of supplementary note on 5th of March 2014 to the cabinet. However, the proposal at that point of time could not be approved since the Election Commission had announced general elections. Now, in this period, the Aviation Minister was Ajit Singh and the Aviation Secretary was Ashok Lavasa, who's currently the Election Commissioner. Post this event, the government changed, and months after the new government came in power, CBI alleges a closed packet was delivered by Bolingam to one Mr. Sriram. We don't really know who this Mr. Sriram is. Then the FIR takes a jump of almost 2 years and speaks about an amount of 12.28 crores remitted in the account of HNR Trading Private Limited. This HNR Trading allegedly is owned by Rajinder Dubey, one of the accused, by AirAsia Limited, which, according to the FIR, is a sham contract, and the money was utilized to bribe government officials. Also, aviation lobbyist Deepak Talwar received an amount of 17 lakh rupees by AirAsia, and during this period, the aviation minister was Ashok Gajapati Raju. And in this span of couple of years, which is 2015 to 2016, aviation secretaries changed in quick succession. So, Mr. Ashok Lavasa, Mr. V. Somasundaran, and Mr. R.N. Chaube, who is serving as the aviation secretary till date, changed hands. But still, Shireen, there are a lot of questions which the FIR does not answer. What was the amount paid or bribed to officials in the UPA era? What happened to the 50 lakhs paid to one Mr. Sriram in December 2014 and the payments made in 2015-16? Was that the reason why the rule was changed later? And obviously, the unknown government servants involved in this. Now, we hope that during the period of investigation, CBI will be able to find these answers, and we will get the same to our viewers as and when we get them. With that, it's back to you.
Well, that's not all on AirAsia. Ashpreet Sethi now joins us with a special report on the controversies that the airline has encountered since its entry into Indian airspace.
AirAsia India flies to 19 destinations in India, wants to fly international, but the fate lies in the judiciary hands. Now, license and flying permit given to AirAsia India has been under legal scanner since 2014, but the verdict is pending. Now, how did it all start? Two petitioners, BJP leader Subramanian Swamy and Indian Airlines, moving the Delhi High Court with PILs. They sought cancellation of AirAsia's license. In fact, Indian Airlines wanted the court to stop AirAsia's first launch itself. Now, what were the allegations? First, that the licenses granted were illegal. These were the words that were used. And second, of course, that foreign investments cannot be at the cost of domestic airlines because FDI was permitted in existing airlines and not new ones. Now, Subramanian Swamy, of course, wrote letters to the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and the then Civil Aviation Minister Ajit Singh, saying that there has been manipulation of FDI rules to accommodate foreign airlines. Now, these are big allegations. He also wrote to the Election Commission against violating the Model Code of Conduct by giving license to AirAsia right ahead of the elections. Now, Civil Aviation Ministry stood firm in the court and said no code of conduct was violated while granting these very licenses. In fact, a panel was formed to look into stakeholders' objections, and this very panel said that AirAsia's license process cannot be put on hold because substantial ownership was already considered by the investment board in 2013 itself. Now, Going by AirAsia's recent statement, the airline points out that DGCA clearance came in 2017 under the Modi regime, that its operations are in accordance with the FEMA and FDI rules. Now, while there is no stay on the airline's operations, but a big question mark remains, as the courts are clear that the operations will continue subject to final decision on the very public interest litigations that have been pending before the court.
Well, staying with that story now, in aviation, the term logistics seems to cover a wide gamut of services, including, it seems, logistics of setting up an airline business in the country. Now, at least that's the picture that emerges from a special CNBC TV18.com investigation. We looked into H&R Trading, the company that is under investigation by the CBI for allegedly lobbying in India to get AirAsia India a permit to fly on international routes from India. Now, H&R Trading is a Singapore logistics company, but a review of AirAsia India document shows that this company was engaged by the airline with the express objective of assisting, and I quote here, regulatory and corporate affairs liaising, which is essentially a polite way of saying lobbying. This appointment happened after the AirAsia India board in May 2015 discussed at length various options and scenarios to meet the eligibility criteria on route dispersal guidelines and 520 rule to fly abroad. So why H&R Trading, you may ask? Well, after all, the company has no history of such activity. Well, it appears that H&R as well as AirAsia India have a long-standing association. In fact, H&R Trading is co-founded by Rajendra Dubey, who once headed a cargo company called Globe Air Cargo India, and Globe Air Cargo was AirAsia India's cargo agent when it set up shop in the country. But just what kind of lobbying this company actually did, well, it'll only become clear as the CBI's investigation gathers steam.